Hi, I'm Cole Bloomer, and today I'm going to be talking to you about why universities should pay athletes. So, athletes are a big part of lives all across the world, and college athletes, especially, make up a big majority of that group, and they bring in quite a bit of money for their colleges. So I know quite a bit about the topic because I myself am a college athlete, and then I come from a background of college athletes from my mom, dad, and then grandparents on both sides. So I think college athletes should be paid because they bring in quite a bit of revenue to the school. They spend quite a bit of time on their sport, and it is also a big physical requirement that is necessary to play that sport. So the revenue that is brought in each year by college athletes varies between the school. Alabama, for example, football brings in $164 million. So that's about 59.8% of the entire revenue for the year for the school. The rest of the sports bring in about 22.4 million per year. So just think how the football players, they bring in all that money towards the school. And a student at Alabama, if you go there for 4 years and you're a full-time student and you stay on campus, it costs roughly $120,000 for 4 years of education at the university. And the athletes, unless you're a top performer on the team, which give or take, there's 11 per side, so offense and defense. So there's about 22 players that are probably on scholarship who receive quite a bit of money to go there. You're probably not receiving much and you're paying close to that $120,000. And in order to play for the team, you have to devote quite a bit of time to it. And athletes are basically their full-time job is school and sports. So student athletes, they are very busy. A regular student, if you're just going to school just to study, spends about 40 hours per week studying alone. And that's included classes and then studying and tests and everything like that. Student athletes spend those 40 plus another 45 towards their sport, whether that's practice, training in the weight room, studying film, or playing games. So they're basically doing double time than a regular student. And in order to maintain this schedule, they have to be in tip-top shape and have to have the mental toughness and physical toughness in order to compete at this level. So all collegiate athletes need to be in top shape. So this requires peak physical performance for their sport. So football, on one hand, is they basically take a beating all week whenever they're at practice, and they have to meet the size requirement. Because I know at a D1, the average defensive end size is 6'5", 265 pounds, which that is very hard to maintain because it takes a lot of time and effort to maintain that body mass, as well as good nutritioning and time management to keep on top of your studies, because you need at least a 2.0 in order to compete at that level. And so as a recap, student athletes, they compete at the high level and they earn money for their school, but they do not receive any money in return. Or if they do, it's an academic scholarship or athletic scholarship, but they're not normally able to cover the amount of money that it costs to go there. And they basically have a full-time job with their sport on top of school because they're working 40-hour weeks plus with their sport, as well as studying for school as well. And most of the time they are more talented than the professionals because they are doing it all. They're doing from competing at the highest level, bringing in a lot of money for their school, but they're also doing it without getting paid. So thank you for your time.